You seem like a happy person, but have you been depressed?
What I mostly hate in life is when you say, oh, I know myself. No, you don't know yourself.
Is it true that at 25 you were really struggling because of debts?
Of course.
How's your relationship with food?
Complicated. It's complicated.
What is the hardest period that you had to go through in your life?
I don't feel ashamed in saying that I've been depressed, that I cried many times, that I cry many times.
Is there someone you've lost that you would love to speak to again?
For 2 years, I was doing a phone number. And I swear on God, I was hoping, there was the part of me hoping he was answering the phone. Just to show the way I'm growing my daughter would be fantastic.
So we finished our long talk that started with the dinner, and in a very short space, we made it happen in a busy period, but I'm so happy because I felt I really wanted to do it, and the team will tell you, they were telling me, Anas, there's no time, but I'm like, something, I feel I need to do it. I feel I empathize or I connected some way. So I wanted to have this conversation, so I hope you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yes,
I hope. It was very deep, and it was very empathetic and very chemical, you know.
Yes.
And I think that you're not so far from me, you know.
I like to dance too, so. Anyways, if you don't support us, always support us, and we give you as much as we can. If you don't know Gianluca, find him everywhere. And if you already know him, I can bet you will know him a bit differently after this interview.
For sure.
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Hey, Gianluca.
I'm so happy to be here.
Me too. Like, it was in 1 week we meet and we quickly make it happen in a very busy period.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but if you want things to happen, they happen, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There are people that think that are more important if they work it longer, you know. I think that everything is more important when it's fast, you know, because you catch the moment. It is.
Yeah. You know, I always tell when a woman is complaining about any guy, and she's like, yeah, he's busy, that I'm like, listen, I'm a man and I'll tell you, when a man really wants you, he will make time, even if he's a president of a country.
Of course.
If he really wants you,
of course,
between the meetings, he'll call you on a video call. Like, he will make time.
Of course.
So I really believe priorities.
Of course. It's all, everything is an excuse, you know. When people say they don't have time, in the reality, they don't want to do what they're supposed to do, you know. Because time, you always find time. Come on, it's you know, in the worst case, you sleep less. You know, I mean, we have the eternity to sleep. You know,
true. So I'll start with my first usual question.
Yeah.
How are you really doing?
I think I'm doing great because I am serene, and I never talk about happiness. I'm talking about being serene. You know, being peaceful and serene. And I have my family here with me. I have my wife, I have my beautiful daughter, I have my friends, and I'm in a beautiful place, and so I'm serene, I'm doing well. I'm in a different and new phase of my life, as always, because my life has been always about changing the moment, you know, and experiencing new things. And now I'm in a good moment in terms of new experiences, and I'm very curious. The day I'll know what I'm going to do tomorrow, my life is going to be boring for me and for the others, probably.
So you have no schedule, like you just go with your life?
No. I have no schedule. I never had an agenda, and I never had an office. You know, my life is completely open. I don't want, the only roots I want is the one that I have in the house where I was born in Italy. But for the rest, I want to be completely open to what life is bringing to me.
Why did you say you don't like to talk about happiness, but you like to focus on serenity?
Because, happiness is something which is very difficult to define, in the sense that I have to tell you that if someone says, "Are you happy?" Yes, but it's a too general question, I prefer to be serene, and I prefer to be a little bit unhappy because I'm looking for something more, because I'm always on a challenge with myself, trying to improve. So the moment in which you try always to improve on a daily basis, it's not so easy to say I'm happy. No, I'm serene, I'm in peace. I'm trying to challenge my talents, because I'm serene, and I know that I'm doing what I have to do when I'm challenging my talents, and I'm taking advantage of the talents that I'm supposed to have, because I don't want to be fake humble or fake modest. I know that I have talents, and I'm very upset with myself when I don't take advantage of my talents. Flexibility is one of my talents. Just for in changing lives. This is so I prefer to be serene than happy. Then maybe you can say when you're serene, you can even be happy. Yes, but there are always reasons not to be happy during the day. Someone call you and they tell you something. You get upset in 5 minutes, and then but serenity and peace in the base is the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm more on your side with this. I think peace of mind is so important.
Of course, we have peak of happiness. Of course, everyone has peak of happiness. But happiness is something that goes up and down. When you are serene and peaceful, you create your moments of happiness, and you face the moments in which you need to be resilient and you need to be resistant.
Who are you, Gianluca, when no one is around?
I am exactly what I am when someone is around. It's me. What I show is what I am. I'm an happy person. I'm a person that sings when he's in the shower. I'm a person that dreams a lot. I'm a person that laughs a lot, even when I'm alone. I'm a person that listen to music, because I play music. I'm even a DJ, and when I'm with people, I do the same. I joke about them. I joke about myself. I'm the same. I don't have any mask. It's me. It's me, myself, and I. It's me. It's me.
Gianluca, when we get a guest, we ask a lot of people from their country, outside the country, any followers, any person who would know or not know.
Yeah.
We want to get a sense.
Yeah.
And I heard, of course, all kinds of feedback.
Yeah.
Some are like, he's hated.
Of course.
Some was like, he's a clown. Some was DJ. And some, the worst one I read, which bothered me, is trash. So I'm like, I need to ask you, why do people hate you?
I think because I am the living, existing mirror of their failure, This is what I think. I tried in my life. I fought for my dreams, and I accomplished many things, But in Italy, you're not very accepted when you are successful, Because at the end of the day, when you are rich, you have stolen the money. When you have women, you paid women. When you have followers, you bought followers. Because if you admit that this guy is successful because he had ideas, he has women because he had women, because he is charming, or he has followers because he is entertaining, you're admitting that this guy did something more than you do, than you did, you know. So at the end of the day, haters don't even touch me, you know, in the sense that, I mean, I'm sorry for them. You know, they don't live an easy life. You know, they always have to, you know, try to criticize someone else to exist. You know, this is very sad. You know, and they invest their time criticizing the others instead of investing on themselves. You know, so. Probably if they should admit that I have been successful, they should admit that I am the mirror of their failure, you know. Because I had the courage to try, you know. Because in life, you know, you have some rules, and you need courage to achieve what you want to achieve, you know. It's much easier to stay into the conventions and, you know, not trying to go out of the schemes, you know. I was born to go out of the schemes. I don't want to stay in your schemes. I'm sorry. I don't want to stay in the schemes that someone else decided, even if he didn't know who you are, you know. So how can I fit into some schemes that have not been designed for me? It's just very simple.
There was a nice saying I read recently. It said, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't ask advice from.
Of course.
And it's nice, it's a filter.
Yeah, it is.
Because if I'm an entrepreneur, then, and I come and tell you, you know, when I did my business 1, 2, 3, you're like, oh, really? Okay. How did you buy the software? And we have a conversation.
Yeah.
But if I'm a guy who was stuck in a job all of my life in corporate, and I'm telling you, don't do your entrepreneurship journey or startup this way, really? Like, but you don't know how it is to do a startup. So you're sitting from outside.
Yeah, you know, but society is full of this way of doing, you know. They say to you, don't fly too high, you know, for example. Oh, you're flying too high, but who decided which is the height of my ideal flight and which is the height of your ideal flight, you know? So I fly to my height and you fly to yours. And I don't even care if you criticize the way I fly. I don't care. I live my life, you know. Life is a super gift. And, life, I'm an entrepreneur. You know, I mean, even if in Italy someone said that I am a DJ, that I am a clown, then I'm an entrepreneur. And as an entrepreneur, I think that life is the first loan we receive. It's for granted that we have to give it back. We just don't know when we have to give it back. When you go to the bank and you take a loan, you know that you have to give it back in 3 years or 4 or 3 or 5, you know. Life is the first loan we receive, and we don't know when we have to give it back. For sure we have to give it back. We just don't know when. So we pay an interest on this loan, which is made by the pains, the unsuccess, all the bad things that happen every day, and this is it. Then we have an active interest, which is joy, love, family, and blah, 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 that depends from the correct use of this loan at the end of the day. So life is a loan, and it's a passage, you know, the myth of the eternity is something that, you know, you live the moment, and to respect life, you have to take advantage of all the beautiful things that can happen to you in life, you know. But you have to be ready to face even the things that are less nice, you know.
It's part of life.
Yeah.
Did you always feel that you don't care what others say or they criticize you?
No, you learn to don't care about the other judgment. Of course, when you're younger, you you see yourself criticized and you suffer because, and then you learn that at the end of the day, it's not your fault, it's their fault, It's their lack. Is their character missing something if they criticize you so much, First of all, they invest their time criticizing you, which means that you're more important than them, because I'm not investing time on them, So you learn. Especially being a public figure as I am, and the more public you are, the more exposed to the criticism you are.
Yes. What about your childhood, if I asked you to summarize it in 3 words?
My childhood?
In 3 words.
Okay. Discipline. Discipline. My father was very severe with me. And happiness and dreams.
Okay. Dreams, were you like a dreamer? You're always curious about that?
I am a dreamer.
Okay.
I am a dreamer. At the end of the day, life is made of 3 rules that are very important. Dream big. Dream big. Second rule is never give up. Third rule is don't forget the second. This is what I think. And I've been always a dreamer. I am a dreamer. I'm ready to change life tomorrow morning. I had the 3-4 different lives. I've been a professional skier, then I've been an entrepreneur, a financial guy, an industry guy. Then I've been a social media sensation, let's call it like this. Then I've been a DJ. Then now, it's. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to change. This is what makes my life interesting to my eyes. First of all,
it is interesting. How was your relationship with your parents when you were young?
The relationship with my parents was good. I had the luck of growing up into a very happy family. My father and mother were really in love with each other, and they made me grow in a very serene ambient. And I was a bit of a scared of my father because he was very severe, and I wanted to do everything for him. And I didn't realize until a certain age that at the end of the day, the things that made me the man I am, I've taken more from my mother than from my father, My father was my public. I wanted to do everything to appear capable at the eyes of my father, but then all the characteristic that made me the man I am, I took from my mother.
Are they still alive?
No.
Oh, both?
Both, no. Yeah.
May they be resting in love and peace.
Yeah, I hope.
Okay. Did you lose them along back, or?
My father when I was 33 years old.
Okay.
My mother a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it was tough because she suffered a lot, She had a cancer when she was, let's say, 2008. Then they amputated a leg in 2010. Then she had another cancer, and she won even that. And then at the end of at the end of her life, she had a third one, and but she never lost her smile. She never lost her smile. A great woman, a great example. And my father, I lost it in 2 days for an ischemia.
You were born, Gianluca, in a wealthy family?
I was born in a normal wealthy family. Yeah, not a rich family.
Okay, and did that kind of environment shape your perspective on life? Like a father that's tough and a disciplinarian, mother that you became more like her, and a healthy wealth, I would say. Like you said, not maybe super rich, but...
No. I mean, there are thousands of families like this, And we were like in a good conditions. I had a privilege, but I'm not, I was not, I didn't grow into a rich family.
Okay. And is it true you were shy and introverted?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to work a lot on this, I was very introverted, and I was fighting this this kind of character with competition. When I was young, I was very shy, and I was fighting this way of being through competition in skiing. I've been Italian championship in giant slalom, and I was a skier until the age of 18, and I was shy. I was shy, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And how is I read somewhere that your family now, do they like you or they don't like you?
No, they like me.
They're okay?
Yeah.
Because I read somewhere that they removed you from their...
But this is a bullshit, This is a
bullshit. Like business inheritance, and I'm like, I need to
first of all, I have to say that last year I sold my stake in the company that I was managing, that I was involved with my cousin. We were like the two most important shareholders of this company. And I sold my stakes. So when you read that they were keeping me away from the company, giving me a certain amount of money, is fake. Because you own shares into a company and you receive the money in base of the shares you have, in base of the dividends that the company does. So I only took the dividends that were related to the shares that I was owning, And I have chosen not to be involved in the family company, because I always thought that I had more to learn if I would have gone into a different context, because when you are in a family company, half of the person that you are surrounded by, they say you're right because you are one of the family, and the other half say you're wrong because you are one of the family. So they want to take a position, they want to like or dislike, So this is not something that can be a creative for your knowledge. So I prefer to do my own path. I did my career in the world of work, and I did it with my own risk. And growing up into a family company, it's quite easy. I started there when I was 26, 27 years old. I was working in strategy and plan and acquisitions, and I was doing investor relator because we listed the company when I joined it. And but the company was very small. Very small. Yes, it was a 200 million turnover company. Now it's around 3 billion. And I sold it last year for a total evaluation of more than 7 billion. So I did something, and yeah, if this is being a clown, I am a clown. Okay, I am a clown. I preferred not to work into the family company, but I was always talking to my cousin, with which I had a good relationship, because we were sharing a company at the end of the day, and we agreed on all the strategy, but he was managing the company, I was doing the shareholder. It's a job. Doing the shareholder is a job. Doing the manager is a job. Doing the shareholder is another job, because you have to, you have to be able to own something without managing.
For sure. If you, Gianluca, can divide your life into chapters, how would you divide them? Like, what are the labels?
Oh, very easy. I was a professional skier, sportsman, until 18 years old. Then from 18 to 46, I worked into the world of finance and industry. Then from 46 to, let's say, 1.5 years ago, I did something different. I was an influencer, celebrity, and DJ. Things that I still have. Because I'm still a sportsman, I'm still an entrepreneur, and I'm still a DJ and an influencer, But these are the three main. Then now I'm facing the new chapter, because when you sell your main interest, you have to think what you're gonna do when you're gonna be adult, and this is what I'm doing now.
And is it true that at 25 for 10 years you were really struggling because of debts?
Of course.
And you had to really work hard or not take vacations or something?
Of course, it is absolutely true, because I don't, as I told you, I don't come from a very rich family. I come from a family that when I was thinking to do some kind of investment, I had to do it with the debt, you know. And so I found some bankers that were believing in my energy, let's say, and my ideas, and they gave me the money to do what I wanted to do. So yes, it's true. From 25 to 35, I was swimming in the debt. Fantastic, you know, full of shark.
And at 45, you decided to switch your life. What pushed you?
Yeah, I was a bit bored of the financial world, and I said to myself that if I wanted to live a different life, that was the moment. Otherwise, it would have been too late. And so there were these phenomena of the social media, you know, which was for me a new convention of dialogue and entertainment, and I was very curious to understand how it worked. So I said, why don't we try to see what's happening in this? In how is the world evolving and changing? How will the next generations communicate, and you know, so every one of us now is a media company, you know, at the end of the day. Yes, because we have these channels that used to that with which you entertain people, you know. So I was very, and I was quite of like attracted by the idea of being popular, you know. Yes, why not? I mean, so I was having dinner one night with a friend of mine, and she said, why don't you open an Instagram account? And I said, what is Instagram? And he said, oh, it's a social network. You have to post pictures and then people comment, and you can keep it private or make it public. But which is the sense of keeping it private? I said, send a picture to your friends if you want to keep it private. If you open a social account. So, but then I started. I tried to understand how it was working, where these social network use was ahead respect our country. And I said, if I show my life and my spirit and my mood, I can become a reference, you know. I can become an inspiration. I can become something, you know, something different from what I am at the moment. And I joined that world, and I did it with so much enthusiasm, without not being, you know, afraid of anything. You know, I was I passed from a meeting room with lawyers, bankers, and etc., to walk on heels and a jacket, you know, faking a catwalk, and for me it was normal, you know, because people. I have a challenge, you know. I have a challenge and a permanent war against moralism, you know, at the end of the day. Because moralism is the real break of the growth of society. You know, moralists are these stupid people that want to renounce to every pleasure except the pleasure of judging your pleasure. You know, this is something that it doesn't work. So I'm fighting with them, you know. So the more I get them upset about what I do, the more I'm happy, you know, because, you know, yes, they pretend to say that if you laugh, you're not a serious person, you know. It's people that don't laugh that are not serious person. You know?
What do you mean when you say when people that don't laugh are not serious person?
Yeah, people, of course, because you have to be able to smile and to laugh, to have joy, you know. People sometimes want to appear serious, want to appear, but they're fake. They're fake. This is a way of acting, you know. If you're natural, of course you want to smile, you know. But there's these there's this idea about moralism that if you smile too much, you're not serious, you know. It's the exact opposite, you know. It's being able to joke, to smile, that makes you serious. Because understanding the superficial things means that you visited the death, you know. This is what I think, you know. This is simply what I think. I don't think that being serious, appear serious, means being serious, you know.
Yeah.
You have to be yourself at the end of the day. If I wanna smile, joke with you, it doesn't mean that I'm not a serious person. There's a moment in which you need to be serious, and a moment in which you need to be ironic, to smile, to joke about yourself even, you know.
I believe that. What does success mean to you?
Success is something that depends from age. I'm trying to simplify the item, you know. So let's assume that success at 2 years old is being able to walk. Success at 4 years old is being able not to pee on yourself. Success at 10 years old is having a lot of friends and a solid family to grow, in which you have to grow, you know. You have the opportunity to grow. At 20 years old, success is having a lot of sex. At 30 years old, success is having a lot of sex. At 40 years old, success is making a lot of money. At 50 years old, success is making a lot of money. At 60 years old, success is having a lot of sex. At 70 years old, success is having a lot of friends and have grown up a solid family. At 80 years old, success is being able not to pee on yourself. At 90 years old, success is being able to walk. So, life is a circle, and success depends from your right choice to choose the right item at the right age. You know, it can happen that, you know, you want to do something, but it's not the moment to do that, you know. So, success is, at the end of the day, being able of taking advantage of what you need to do at that moment, you know. That there's a moment to do different things, you know. If you wanna, if you insist and you want to do money when you have enough money, you're not aiming towards the right target. You know? So life is a circle. At the end of the day, you see that at 2 years old, you have the same objective that you have when you're 90. You know.
And how is your relationship with money?
I never overweighted money. Money for me is a vehicle to try to give more happiness to my beloved ones, which are my family and my friends. I never gave a huge meaning to money, you know. Money, by the way, has never been a target for me. Okay, when I was 20 years old, I wanted to make money, and it was the target. But then I understood that money is only a result of an amount of things done well. So it's never a target. The people don't make money because their target is to make money. People have to think to do things well, then money will come. So never overweight money and bring it as a result of things done well, not as a target. This is very important.
Yeah, I like that. It's like a byproduct.
Yeah.
And how's your relationship with food?
Complicated. You know, I have two battles in my life. One is against moralism, and the other one is against aging. It's normal, you know. I have a daughter which is 4 years old, and I'll try, if God wants, to accompany her for the longest period of my life. So my regime now is intermittent fasting. I fast every day 16 to 18 hours. Then I fast 24 hours once a week, 48 hours once a month, and 72 hours once every 6 months. But I'm not doing that to lose weight, you know. I'm doing that for the cellular regeneration. That's the most important thing, you know. When the body is hungry, it eats itself.
Correct.
You know,
and it can kill all the cancerous or bad cells.
The good cells kills the bad cells. You know, and then you have to try in life in general, and this is not only related to food, but in general, you have to run away from every comfort zone. You know, so you gotta keep your body uncomfortable. You know, to make it fight everything, you know. So this is the reason why I wake up in the morning in Bologna, that has not the climate that we have in Dubai here, you know. That's 0 centigrade, and I go out in swimsuit, walking towards the cold plunge where I jump in. It's 0 centigrade, and I stay 15 minutes. I want my body to be uncomfortable, as I always wanted me to be uncomfortable in life, you know, to prove my capability of, adapting and finding solutions. And
were you always, were you comfortable for a chunk of your life, and then you got really bothered and bored, and you felt you can't express yourself, so you started to become?
No, basically I always looked for, the challenge, you know. I was always looking for, something to overpass, something to beat, something to deal with that I wasn't. You know, what I mostly hate in life is when you say, "Oh, I know myself." No, you don't know yourself, because the goal in life is not knowing yourself. The goal in life is changing. Imagine you're walking on a rope. If you walk on a rope, you're like this, and you walk on a rope. If you say that you know yourself, you base the next step on the one you did before, and you fall down. So you cannot say, "I know myself." Yes, you know yourself, but this is not the way or the rule of life, because the rule of life is adapt yourself to the next step. So if you leave saying, "Oh, I know myself," no. If you know yourself, you're going to fall down on the rope. You understand? I mean, this metaphor is clear.
I loved it, because if I go with my right foot and I'm like, just go again with the right foot, I'm going to fall.
Yes, of course.
So I can't copy-paste.
Of course. But this is true, because if you really have a rope between two mountains, and you try to get to the next mountain safe,
you have to adapt every step.
You have to adapt the step that you're doing on the conditions that you are facing now, not on the step you did before.
Because you can get wind, you can
move,
you can do so many things.
The last three steps you did, maybe you had a lack of wind. There was maybe in the next 3 steps you have wind and sun in your eyes. So you say, "Oh yes, I know myself. I do the next 3 steps as I did the previous ones." You fall down.
Yeah, it's a nice way of putting it.
This is what I think. I love to simplify things. Even when I try to explain my philosophy, I try to simplify the things. And this is a good metaphor, I think.
Do you ever show this side of you on social media?
No.
Really?
No, I would have 50 followers and not 50 million.
But why? You think people don't want to hear your story?
Listen, at the end of the day, today, if we are here and we laugh, and probably these interviews going to be watched, is because we have a convention of dialogue that is entertaining. You know, so every channel has his own way of entertaining. You know,
100%.
has his own convention of dialogue, and so when I went on social media, I said to myself, let's be disruptive. Let's do something that needs to be criticized, you know. But under this, there was the message of take advantage of your life, you know. Your life is just yours. Live it as you want, not as the other wants you to live this life, you know, because when we are young, we are 6 years old, we go to school and we try to draw, and we draw all over. Then it comes a teacher and it says, listen, you cannot draw outside the paper. And there is where it begins the conventional instruction of what you're supposed to do in base of what you are supposed to be, you know. This I refuse. But I'm not acting. I always refuse. It's my life, you know. You can see it wherever, you know, that I refuse. I refuse conventions, and so.
I'll tell you also, Gianluca, if I was a person that only listens to what people will tell me, even in this interview, we would not be sitting here.
Of course.
But something inside me connected. And I felt, you know what? You know what's one of the best comments I get since I started 6 years ago? When in the comments I read, I didn't like this person, but now I do. Or I like this person, now I love them.
Yeah.
And then I know my job is done because I showed 10% more. I showed something different.
Yeah, you took out the thing that was or hidden, or the person you have in front didn't have the chance to take it out, you know, at the end of the day.
And because I don't think it's fair, I think that's the sentence. I don't think it's fair to downsize a human being on 9 fucking posts on social media.
Of course.
You just summarized years of this human being on a video you didn't like about them. Clown. So, okay, maybe in that video he's a clown.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You have to,
but maybe he's also a good father. Maybe he's also an engineer.
You need to be able to be at the same time a good father, a clown, and an engineer. You know, it's easy to have just one life, to do just one business. It's easier. Be many versions of yourself if you're able to do it, you know. At the end of the day, we are doing an interesting journey, you know, because life is an interesting journey. And if you, being different and several versions of yourself, it's like visiting many different countries, you know. Being just one version of yourself is like living all your life in a place, doing the same job, and, you know, maybe it's less interesting. But you need to be able to be a clown and to be a serious person at the same time, you know. But people refuse it because it's not easy to do that, you know.
I just find it, I don't know, unfair, and I always felt it's my duty, because the slogan of the show is discover the human behind the title.
Of course.
So my job was, even if I'm sitting with any celebrity, I don't want to talk about their career so much. I want to talk about them, their childhood, their mindset. Because I always found that's one of the negative things in social media.
Yeah.
It's a facade. And everybody's playing, like one of the guests taught me, everybody's playing their greatest hits. And they're only playing the greatest hits that they think are the greatest hits.
They think that.
Exactly, so that's their version of what they should show. But I think there's so much more to a human. Like you cry, you laugh, you love, you hate.
I cry a lot. I cry a lot.
You know,
I cry a lot.
We need to show this. Like this is a human.
And by the way, you know, people criticize a lot the social media because it's a facade. But you are free to see it or not. it's evident that it's a facade, then it's you that, have to try, before expressing a judgment, to investigating if that's the real person you are seeing, or if simply the person you are watching is entertaining you, even in bad or good, in bad or good way.
Yes.
Because, being entertained, sometimes it doesn't mean that you need to throw a good example or, an inspiration, or it's just being entertained. Me, I was doing what I did on social media, being quite disruptive, but then at the end of the day, there was a subtitle on all what I did, and it was, do what the fuck you want, because this is your life, Then I became inspirational, because many people now are watching me because of the way I take life, People are dancing now, People, before, they were not dancing so much, They thought that was not too serious to dance into a certain position, Dance is nothing, Dance is nothing. Dance is like singing.
Babies dancing when the first time they hear music.
Of course.
Because they're enjoying it.
People criticized me a lot because I was dancing on social media. Then they did a social media that was based on dancing, Yeah. So at the end of the day, what's the bad thing in dancing, what's the difficult part of life is dancing on social media and then jumping into a meeting with a serious lawyer and perform well. This is difficult. But people want to stop where it's easy for them to criticize.
It's, Gianluca, people, look, I think it's a bit deeper. So human beings like clarity and like boxes and labels.
Yeah.
So when they can't put you in a box, they don't like you because they can't figure you out now.
Of course.
They're like, how can he be a smart businessman and a clown and a dancer and No. You have to be the box that we have all watched movies and read and discussed in our house and then discussed in our societies. You have to be very serious, poker face. You have to have a degree in engineering. Yeah. And I always found that but humans have so many levels.
Of course.
A doctor could be a stand-up comedian.
Of course.
Why not?
Of course.
So if he's a stand-up comedian, he's a bad doctor?
Yeah.
It's not related.
No.
But they will say, no, how are you going to a doctor that's a comedian? Yeah, but it's a human.
Yeah,
he likes comedy also.
Yeah.
It's funny, but the moment they can't put you in a box.
No. Yeah. This is why I said, that the teacher comes to you and says, you cannot draw outside the box, outside the paper, because they want to put you into some boxes, And I have to tell you, when they ask me, what's your style? I say, my style is not to have a style. Because I don't want to be into a box. I want to be in many boxes. I want to be in the box I want in that moment, I want to join the most interesting box at the moment. And you, and mostly, you don't decide which is the box for me. You don't decide. I don't let you decide which is the right box for me, I decide. Then you like it, okay. You don't like it, I don't care.
You're also, I want to touch on this because I think it's going to help a lot of people. You're also obsessed about health.
Of course.
What's your routine?
I wake up in the morning and I jump into the cold plunge, independently from the weather. It means that if it's snowing, if it's 0 centigrades, I go and I jump into the cold plunge, 15 minutes. Then I go into the sauna, because when I come out from a cold plunge at 0 centigrades for 15 minutes, my body's in hypothermia. I go into the sauna, and I stay into the sauna 45 minutes. I start warming up after 25, 30 minutes. In the meanwhile, I train in the sauna. I do more or less 500 movements. What does 500 movement means? Let's say I do 20 bicep per three series. I did 60. So I miss 440. So 500 movements is like 25 sets of 20 reps. And when I come out, I do this bicycle with the infrared, because the long infrared lamps are very healthy for your body, because you have to know that when you sweat making jogging or like normal sweat, your sweat is contains 3% of toxin. When you sweat under the effect of the long infrared lamps, your sweat contains the 20% of toxins. So we leave the era of the intoxications, and the only way we have to detox is sweat. Better if you sweat with the infrared lamps. Then I do this bicycle. Then I fast, because every day if you want to pass from the night before 16 to 18 hours before 3 o'clock, you cannot eat something. Even if you have an early dinner. Then I start during this period I always work on the phone. Because I delegate, my system of work has been based on delegating everything. So I just keep in touch with people I delegated to do on a routine base my work stuff. Then from more or less 4 o'clock going to 8, it starts my paddle day. I love paddle. I'm obsessed by paddle. It's fantastic. The most growing sports on earth at the moment. And of course, in the meanwhile, I have phone calls. I don't have a rule. I don't have 1 hour that I dedicate to work. I'm dedicated to work whenever I need to be dedicated to work. Simply, I don't want to be sitting in an office, because this I refused since I was very, very young, So if you delegate, you raise your level of risk on a higher or on a different dimension, Your risk is choosing the person that is taking the decisions for you when you have decided the strategy. When you manage things, you have to do things, and you risk about doing those things. My risk is deciding if the person that I've chosen is a good person or not a good person, manager or a good manager or not a good manager. So, and then at night I have a dinner with friends, and then from the moment I go to bed, since the moment I wake up, I do normally 1 or 2 hours of hyperbaric chamber.
Okay.
Yes, I have an hyperbaric chamber every house I have, and I'm really addicted even to that, because these are addictions. The cold plunge is an addiction. What do I mean when I speak about addiction? When you do cold plunge, you produce dopamine, and your dopamine levels grow 350% for a period of time, which is, someone says that goes up to 10 hours. There are some drugs that you take and raise up the level of dopamine of 250%, respect 350 of the cold plunge, for 9-10 minutes. So there's nothing more addictive than a cold plunge, I want this. I don't feel the necessity of detox from that, So I'm addicted to hyperbaric chamber. I stay because I wake up a lot at night. I don't sleep a lot. I don't sleep a lot. I'm very active and I don't sleep a lot. Not everyone has to sleep 7 or 8 hours. It depends from your metabolism. Of course, if I sleep 3-4 hours for 8-9 days or 1 week, then maybe one night I take some drops and I sleep 8-10 hours. There are athletes, very famous athletes, that used to do anesthesia every 15 days to have a deep sleep.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
And okay, we switch. What about love? What did you learn after your first marriage?
I married the first time when I was 27. I did it for my parents, you know, because I was completely in love with my parents, and they wanted me. They wanted to imagine me as the perfect son, you know, having a wife, having child. So I tried. I tried to do my best to be the son they dreamed about, you know. But at the end of the day, I realized that, and by the way, I was swimming in the debt, you know. I was full of debt. I didn't want, you know, soccer players, they get married at when 22, 23 years old because they don't want to have distractions, you know. And me was something similar, you know. I was full of that. I didn't want distraction, and then it lasted less than 1.5 years. Less than 2 years. I don't even remember. It's expired, you know, legally expired. Morally and
What
legally.
did you learn from that?
I learned, but I was coherent, you know, because I decided immediately that I didn't want to live double lives. I went to my ex-wife and I said, listen, I made a mistake. But I prefer to tell you, instead of trying to live different lives, and wearing different masks. So what I learned in terms of love has been that I said to myself, the next time I'm gonna be on a serious love, it has to be a serious love. I mean, and I have to decide the serious, which is the woman and the moment. Because you can meet the right woman in the wrong moment, you know. And I've been blessed by that point of view, even if, you know, I had the first daughter at 53 years old, so I'm a little bit on the edge, but I did it on time at the end of the day. So under the love point of view, I understood that I wanted the next love would have been something I decided on the base of my feelings, not because I wanted to you know, be make my parents happy. You know. From the human point of view, I learned even more that in life I just needed to be coherent. You know.
What is that?
Coherent.
Coherent, yeah.
Coherent,
Okay.
sorry. Yes, because I went to my wife and I said, I can't do it. I can't make it. I can't make it. And this was a good move, because at the end of the day, I didn't have to live fake lives, you know. And then life awarded me with meeting Sharon. And we had, we built what seems to be a really fantastic family, you know.
How long you been together with Sharon?
7 years.
Oh, nice.
Now it's almost 7 years. Almost 7 years.
What does she mean to you?
She means everything, together with my daughter. They are my, you know, we are a table, and even if we are 3, we are 4 legs, you know. And she gave me, she's stable, she's much more adult than her age, because she's 29. You know, we have different. We have quite a different age. You know, I'm 57. She's 29, and she has been able to take out of me the good part. You know, because I was getting upset immediately. You know, I was very nervous. And she made me calm. Which is like, you know, climbing the Everest. You know, it's something incredible. But she made me calm. So now she means everything to me, together with our daughter. You know, it's a triangle that works in a great way.
Is it a problem that there's a big age difference?
No, because I'm physically, I'm in a good shape, thanks God. As experience in terms of work, in terms of life experiences, I maybe have 80 years, and regarding enthusiasm, dreams, and desire to change, to do it, I'm 18. You know, I'm taking the driving license now. You know, so I don't feel the difference of age. You know, I don't feel it. And she is super to my eyes, because she showed me that she loves what I say. She loves to listen to my experiences, and you know, and she taught me to approach life a little bit more calm, you know. So I try to, you know, hurry up slowly, you know.
A friend taught me something nice. She said, if you want to know you're with a good person, see how your nervous system feels next to them.
Yeah.
And I never thought of that, you know?
Yes.
So you should not be anxious. You should not be walking on eggshells. You shouldn't be nervous or overly attractive or, oh, my butterflies. I think, no, your nervous system, you need tranquility.
Tranquility, yeah.
And it seems she brings that to you.
She absolutely brings that to me. She brings tranquility. You know, I was normally in my previous life, I was having a normal, you know, relationship fighting like twice, 3 times a day. Now, maybe I had fight with her 3 times in 7 years. You know?
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
No, this is this contributes very, very well to, I mean, it's super creative, this relationship to me, you know.
What does love mean to you now?
It means I want to say it means a lot. It means a lot.
And
because
as a definition, what do you think love is?
Love is being ready to put yourself under discussion when you face something that you always thought it should have been done in a different way, but a person, even if you are 57, tells you, listen, there's even another way to see this thing. And you listen to her, you put yourself under discussion, and you change idea. So love is a vehicle to change, you know. Then there's the love that you have for a child. There is the opportunity that a man has to do an intensive course of the deepest form of love existing on earth, you know. Because the love for a child is a love that exposes you to feelings that are much deeper than any other, because you stop every day, you have the chance to cry, to smile, to suffer, to be anxious, you know, to hope and pray that your child is gonna do the right thing, you know, it's not going to be hurt, you know, it's not going to be so. And then you have I said it's an intensive course, because it's something that it really invests you as a running car, you know, and is intensive because a child is yours until when he's not able to take care of himself or herself, you know. Then it's owned by life. You can simply try to give advices, you know, and you have to hope. You have to hope that life blesses them, being aware that you have already been blessed by having him or having her, you know. I feel so blessed, you know. And under a certain point of view, I think that I lost so much time, but you cannot say it like this, because you have to do a child when you find the right person, independently from your age. Otherwise, it can become a nightmare, you know. As well as I have the perception of how deep is this experience, I can understand that if you do it with the wrong person, it can be a nightmare.
Absolutely. What does blue mean to you?
It's my is more than my everything. You know, it's more than my everything. You know, and I'm so happy that I had a baby girl. I would love, if I'm able to, you know, because it was a kind of a miracle at 53. Now at 57, I would love to have another baby girl. Because, you know, having a baby girl is something, you know, when you feel her, when you hear her saying, Papa is my prince, and I want to marry him, this is something that it's incredible, you know. With a boy, I would be more severe, because I would like to form his character, you know, as a soldier, or, you know, as I've been formed by my father, you know. But anyways, Blue is my continuation, you know. At the end of the day, it's incredible how at the same time everything becomes more important and less important.
Absolutely.
More important because, of course, you want to do everything at your best because you want to do very well for her. But everything is less important because there's your continuation on Earth, you know, and everything is distressed. Distressed means without stress. You know, because distress is something. I'm sometimes. So everything is without stress because you feel like there's something taking your ideas, your culture, your thoughts, and you're leaving something. Everything is about leaving a footprint, you know. And childs are the first footprints you can leave, you know, on this.
أعطني red card and ABtalks card. These are also cool questions, but a bit like faster, I would say.
Do I have to read?
No.
Because if I have to read, I have to wear glasses.
No. I'm reading. Okay. If social media disappeared, who would you be?
The same person. I was living the life that I'm living now, even before the existence of social media.
Okay.
I would, same person, exactly the same person.
Do you think you're honest with yourself?
I am.
What is an insecurity you've struggled with throughout your life?
I was shy. And it was difficult for me to fight against, this. For me, watching a person into the eyes when I was talking was difficult. You know, I was feeling shy, so I had to fight a lot. I have to work. People say that you cannot work the base of your character. This is not true. These people that say these are the same people that say, I know myself, and they fall from the rope, you know. You can work on yourself a lot.
I agree. And I believe also, it's funny because each of us has a self-image that we have painted of ourselves.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't realize is you can edit the self-image.
Yeah.
So if you say, I'm a very angry person, of course you are, because that's what you're repeating all the time.
Of course. You
But
convince
if you say,
yourself.
this year I'll be calmer. That's very different.
Yeah.
I didn't say you're going to be calm. I didn't say I'm going to be angry. I'll be calmer.
Yeah.
You probably will.
Yes.
Because the next time you're like, I promised myself I'll be calmer.
Yeah.
You reduce
you work on yourself. You know?
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you can. We train our body. We can train our mind. You know.
100%.
Who said that our mind was born like this and it has to stay like this? You know. The way we approach problems it can change.
What is the habit that you would like to get rid of?
There's nothing very deep. Just I drink too much soft drinks. Let's say I have a soft drink. I don't say that. Of course, I can say the name, but I have a soft drink that I would love to drink a little bit less because I'm so healthy, you know. But leave me alone with my vice. You know, just I have just one vice.
We give you this vice.
Please.
What is the craziest thing you've ever done for another person?
I've done many superficial crazy things, but the most important is changing myself for Sharon. Absolutely.
Good answer.
It was very crazy to think that I could have changed in front of a woman that is so much younger than I am, But I did.
Were you like a playboy before her?
I ate that kind of word, but it's the word.
I actually don't like this word. So, playboy is a person who plays on women.
Yeah.
Let's say you were casual, like you were not serious about anybody.
No, I was serious, but I have a time frame to be. I mean, I've been serious many times for a short period,
Okay.
But I never mistreated a woman. Never. No, I've been always super respectful and always, I always try to be clear, And yes, I was like a Peter Pan. Let's say a Peter Pan, I was a Peter Pan.
Okay. Describe a fun date that only cost $20.
Oh, it's too expensive, $20. Because a fun day, I jump in the cold plunge, I go in the sauna, and then I play paddle.
No,
That's
not the
it.
day. Fun date.
Date?
Yeah, like taking a girl out, taking Sharon out, but not more than 20.
Yeah, no, but we went out many times just riding on my bike and without having any dinner or having, just walking and with the bike and talking, and it happened many times. Or walking. I love to walk. I have a big house in Bologna, in Italy, and we love to walk and talk. With our dogs and.
Okay, you said people think money makes everything easy, but that's a myth. What did you mean?
Of course, people think that you can buy everything with money. How can you think you can buy consistency with money? People say to me, "Oh, if I would have money, I would train like you." No, my dear, you won't, because you don't have my consistency, and you cannot buy consistency. So. At the end of the day, men are all the same when it comes to consistency, So, yeah, people think that seducing a woman is easier with money. Yes, maybe it's easier, but you have to think that you are in front of a woman that maybe analyze the brain that brought you to success, Otherwise, you're underestimating yourself if you always think that this woman is interested in you because of the money. You start thinking that woman is interested in you because of the head that brought you the money.
How do you respond to criticisms about you?
No, I listen. Because if many times I listen and I worked on it, but at the end of the day, if it's an easy criticism, I just don't care. Because as I said at the beginning of the interview, many times criticism is nothing if not the manifestation of the lack of the others of pursuing their dreams.
What does masculinity mean to you?
Being honest, first of all, being brave and coherent. These are the most important things. These are the things that I would love to pass to my daughter.
What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom means do what you want and live the life you imagine for yourself, not being, obsessed by stereotypes and by boxes. This is freedom. You wake up and you do what you want, You just have to respect the others, but do what you want. Roles, moral ties, Who cares?
What is a piece of advice you've never forgotten?
Probably my father, when he said that the most capable, good person don't need contracts because they look for them,
Don't need conscious
contracts.
contracts.
Yeah, don't need guarantees,
Okay.
because they will look for you, When you're good at something,
Yeah.
you don't need a contract because they're going to look for you. So be relaxed. People want to be safe. They want to sign contracts. They want to be covered. But in reality, if you're good at something, you don't need a contract. You don't need to be safe. Because they're going to look for you, So be relaxed. If you're good at something, they're going to look for you.
Okay. What is the most important lesson? Now, this is a nice one. I say it in a bit different way. If you could teach every child in the world only one lesson, what would you teach them?
Listen, to keep dreaming always, even when you are an adult person. My fight is always about keeping alive the child that is in me. So keep dreaming, keep dreaming, keep dreaming. This is, it's fantastic. Imagine the fantasy that kids have. When I was a kid, I was dreaming about, and then, when you dream big, you are so committed in achieving that dream that when you dream, you are a better person. Dreaming is not being unconcrete and like being too vague. No, dreaming is the most concrete thing you can do for your future. Dreaming. Then, of course, you have to be resilient, consistent. You have to be, and being consistent. Because I've seen genius that failed. And, misunderstood genius is something you hear every day, You've seen talents that didn't succeed, You have seen very acculturated persons that failed in life. The only person that never failed is a consistent person, a resilient person. So never give up. It's a common way to say, but never give up,
Admit something that no one knows about you.
I already said, and they already said, when I said that I was shy, nobody was believing to me. So there are no secrets anymore.
Okay.
There are no secrets. I'm so open that
Okay. If you could choose 5 things
Yes.
that matter the most to you, what would they be?
The love for my family, for sure, which can be divided even in two if you want. Sharon.
Your choice.
Okay. Love for my family. Love for my family. Respect for myself. Respect for my dreams. Okay. Leave a footprint on this earth, and try to improve quality of life of someone who's coming after me, In general, leave a footprint and give something back. Because we accumulate during life experiences, emotions, money. Then at a certain time of your life, you have to give everything back.
Yes.
At least partially.
Yeah, you remember at dinner I told you the video I saw. It was Denzel. Denzel was talking about something he learned, which was the first part of your life you learn, the second part of your life is you earn, the third part of your life is you return.
Yeah, no, but it's true. It's true.
It's beautiful.
At the end of the day, if you don't, this is the reason why I loved so much sharing things on social media, And because at the end of the day, if everyone keep the experience for himself, there's no growth. Growth is through sharing, At the end of the day, it's that. So, in Italy we say dirty things needs to be washed in the hole. It's not true. It's not true. First of all, there are no dirty things. There are experiences that went well or went bad, you know. You have to share even the bad experiences. So you avoid the others, or at least you red alert the others on when they face towards something similar.
Hypothetical question.
Yes.
If I give you an envelope that has the date of your death, would you open it or not?
No.
Why?
No, absolutely no. No, because I don't, first of all, I'm scared. Second, it's a game that I want to play on a daily basis, you know. I would maybe lose some strength, you know.
Yeah.
What am I doing this for, you know? No, I would never open. No, I would never open.
I wouldn't also.
You wouldn't, no? It's normal.
I think it will destroy.
It will destroy
enjoying the
everything.
moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's the beauty is it's a mystery.
Yeah, and then if you remember at the beginning of the interview, I told you the day I'm going to know what I'm going to do tomorrow, I'm going to be that dead person, you know.
That's true. You said that. Another hypothetical. Would you rather lose all your memories or never be able to make new ones? It's a tough one.
It's a tough one. Maybe I would prefer to lose my memories, you know.
So you start fresh.
Yes, but I want to be able to create new ones. You
Okay.
know? Because you know what, my daughter cannot live with my past memories. She has to live with the memories I'm going to be able to create.
That's a very good answer. Do we have the cocology? Can I have it? This is an interesting question. I'm going to ask you now.
Yeah.
But this, I need your imagination. Shukran. Okay, so this is called cocology cube test. So I just need your imagination. You close your eyes.
Yeah.
Imagine with me.
Yeah.
Imagine, Gianluca, you're at an empty desert. Empty, like you're not even there, nothing. And then suddenly you see a cube. Can you explain how the cube looks?
The cube looks like, it's very common, but like, to me, like a green area with a mirror of water, absolutely.
The cube. You know what's a cube?
Yeah, cube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like a mirror?
It looks like, a green space with a part of water. Then it can be painted like this, you know, but it has to be. May I open my eyes?
Yeah. if you imagine better with your eyes open.
Yeah.
Keep
No,
going.
it's yeah. Okay. I imagine the cube it represents something.
So in the middle of the desert, if a cube shows up,
Yeah.
how is it looking? You said a green space under it?
No, it looks like an oasis. You know, it
Okay.
looks like an oasis.
How big is the cube?
It's very big.
Very big.
Yeah, it's
Is
very
it
big.
on the sand, inside the sand? Is it floating?
It is laying in the sand.
On the sand.
On the sand, yes.
Is it transparent? I can see through? Or
Yes, I can see through. Okay. And I see through a kind of an oasis.
Okay. After, you need to close your eyes or no? Which one is better? Okay.
Oh, go.
Okay, after the cube,
Yeah.
you see a ladder.
You see her?
Ladder. You know the ladder, this one?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Where did it appear?
It appears outside the box to go on the ceiling,
Is it
on the
taller?
roof.
Taller than the cube or shorter?
It's more or less same height.
Okay.
It's like this taller.
And is it new or old?
No, it's a wood one.
Wood one.
Yeah, old one.
Is it touching the cube?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
In the ceiling, yeah.
Okay, next one. After so now you imagine the cube, you imagine the ladder.
Yeah.
The next thing you see is a horse.
Yeah.
Describe the horse.
The horse is a white horse with brown patches.
Okay.
Just running and passing through.
Okay. Is it next to anything? The ladder, the cube?
No, it's behind running.
Okay. Does it have a saddle?
It's free. It's free.
No saddle.
No.
Okay.
No. It's free. It goes.
Okay.
Probably it's me.
Okay. After the horse, you see flowers.
Yes.
Where are the flowers?
The flowers are probably they are inside the cube in this kind of an oasis, and they are all white orchideas.
Okay. And the last thing you see a storm.
Yeah,
Where is the storm?
it's very far.
Okay.
It's very far.
Is it affecting any of the things? The
No.
cube?
No,
Okay.
it threatened because you never know if
Yeah.
it comes closer, but it's far. It's very far.
Okay. So, okay, I need to translate this. So, the cube is you.
Yes.
It's the sense of self or the ego.
Yeah.
So you said it's a big one, so you have a big ego.
Yeah, that's you could ask me directly. Gianluca, you have a big ego? Yes.
The fact that you said, where did it go? Yeah. The fact that you said that it's on the...
On the sand.
On the sand. Sorry, because I'm translating more. The big cube means somebody who's very sure of themselves and wants to be seen and express themselves.
Yeah.
If it's on the sand,
sand.
it represents stability,
Yeah.
and it represents accuracy, and you know what you want from life,
Yeah.
and you strive to find it.
Yeah.
That's the cube. And then you said that it's transparent.
Yeah.
So man, this is so fucking accurate. So because it's transparent, your inner world is still always in change and looking to always adjust and whatever.
No, I'm happy that it's coherent what I said.
Yeah,
you know?
this is why I like this test, because then I know somebody's lying. Okay, and then the ladder. The ladder is your friends and your family. And you said it touches the cube.
Yeah.
That means you don't fully rely on your friends and your family, but you do rely on them in general guidance and just support sometimes.
Yeah.
So not fully dependent,
Yeah.
but it's nice to have a moral support and all of that.
I like even that.
Yeah. Little taller than the cube,
Yeah.
you look up to your friends and your family and you take care of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Wooden old, this shows about your subconscious that you know your friends from a long time or you know them well.
Yeah.
Okay. The horse is Sharon, the ideal partner.
Yeah.
So you said she was moving. So I guess it's difficult to say which one, because here it says if it's close, if it's far. You said no saddle.
Yeah.
You see that you can't control your partner,
Yeah.
and you can't forecast what they will do.
Yeah.
You said that it's a beautiful horse that you. I'm translating.
Yeah, don't
Google
worry.
Translate like this.
Yeah, yeah.
That you not بنيته قوية. Yeah, that you like how the horse looks. You appreciate beauty, and you like a horse that you can that has the characteristics that you can rely on. The flower is children. So the flower in this case is your daughter and maybe more. And you said they were white orchids and they were inside the cube. So you can imagine the relationship between you and your child. It's like part of
my
because some people say it's around, some people say on top of the cube, some people say next to the horse.
No.
You said it is so Blue is part of
but she is.
Gianluca. So
so true this test, eh?
it's crazy.
It's incredible.
It's a psychologist from Japan.
They're smart.
So, and because it plays on, you don't know what you're answering, so you can answer, but it's your subconscious.
Yeah.
And if the flower, which you said is, it sounded that it's healthy, it means your child is very close to you or your children.
Yeah.
It could be tiring and it could be a weight because of the responsibility and this strong relationship. And very close to the cube, which obviously it is, that means you have a very strong relationship with your child.
Yeah, it's true.
The storm is stress, anxiety of life. And if it's far, that means you're at a more serene thing, and you know that even if it comes, you are able to control it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
I like it.
Fantastic. No.
Okay, this is our card game. I'll give you one after, but we'll do a luck one. Mix it for me, and I'll read a question for you.
I'm not very good. You know, I don't play cards, so I'm
No,
not.
you don't,
and
huh?
I'm not. No, I'm not a very.
Just then do this for me, like that, and I will choose one. Let's see. I'll choose this one.
Yeah.
No, the freestyle I don't want. Freestyle because I have to come up with a question. Let's see. Oh, this one, no, this is for family. Because this one is of all the people in the room, who would you want to change your life with?
No.
You don't know us, so.
Imagine, I want to change his life.
Do you so when I'm going to ask, this is the way to answer.
Yeah?
Okay, you can throw it. Do you have a secret that would cause chaos to your family if they knew? Throw. Be honest.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, that's good, because you're too honest. That's the problem.
No.
Okay,
no,
now
I'm always no.
choose one. For the audience. I will read it, since you're not wearing the glasses. Okay.
No, listen.
Okay. Let's see.
If you could get a tattoo,
That's so
if
so
you
relevant.
could get a tattoo on yourself, what would you choose and why? I have 130 tattoos, 150 more or
No,
less.
this is for the audience. You have enough.
Oh, yes.
This is for the comments,
Okay.
for social media.
Okay. So it's not me.
You have a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Super coherent. Even this, I'm choosing something regarding tattoo, and I'm like, I have.
I love these things. Sometimes I find life sometimes has these little mini miracles.
Yeah.
Little small.
It's true. It's just signals,
Yeah.
signs.
What are you afraid of?
I have to say, the only thing I'm really afraid is to stay with my daughter as long as I want. Of course, I am afraid of that.
To die early?
Yeah, in a certain sense, yes. But because of her, more than of me.
Before her, did you have the same fear?
No.
Really?
No. I was thinking, listen, when I was 40, I was thinking to be eternal, Incredible. I was never thinking about time passing, Now I think, but because I want to be able to accompany her, to stay with her the longest possible, I'm so in love with her.
I think it would be nice if you have one more child.
I will.
Yeah.
If God wants, I will.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be able, I will.
Yeah, why not? What is the hardest period that you had to go through in your life?
When I went when I've been indicted for something that I haven't done, and then I've been declared innocent because the fact was not existing, and it lasted 18 years.
Oof.
Yes. I sold a company. We're talking about, I was 33 years old. I sold the company to a group that was one of the most important financial bankruptcy scandal in Europe and maybe in the world, And because I sold it so well, they thought I was like kind of involved with them, but I was simply doing my job. I was 33 years old. I did the first last-minute company of the world, Now last-minute is everything.
What is last minute?
Last-minute travel, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, the company was named Last-Minute Tour.
Okay.
And I sold it to a big group.
Yeah.
And then this group went on bankruptcy, and it was a disaster. Very famous in the world.
Okay.
Parmalat. I don't know if you've heard about it. It has 14 billion bankruptcies. It was very big.
Okay.
It was very big. And they indicted me. They seized all my worth for a couple of years. I didn't even know how to pay my most simple bills.
Wow.
And then I've been declared completely innocent, let's say 3 years ago, because the fact was not existing, you know. So they didn't even did me, sorry, you know. But I learned a lot, you know. And I have to tell you that social media started when I was in the darkest period of this experience, because I wanted to show to people that they could have taken everything from me, but not the joy of life. And after 18 years, I won, completely won, you know. But 18 years have been long.
How difficult is it to go to, you cannot even buy the basics? Like, how do you survive something like that? You have to ask for money, you have to have cash.
You have to work a lot on your resiliency, you know. You have to be calm, you have to think. You know, basically, in life, we get worried 94% about things that won't happen. That thing was happening. But I said to myself, you know, I have to find the strength inside myself to pass over this, you know. Because at the end of the day, listen, once you are indicted and you know you're innocent, it's something very strong. When you know you're innocent and you are indicted and they seize all your worth that you built with many efforts, it's even stronger, you know. But at the end of the day, I was the same man that built that worth, that had the strength inside to react, you know. And I never wanted to show them that they won, you know, because they would have won, destroying my psychology. So I never gave up, and I opened Instagram, and I started to dance with heels, and you know, no, but it's like this is true. Huh? I mean, you watch my documentary.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Yeah, but that was a very tough experience, and it's a very tough experience. You know, very strong experience. But of course, now you can try to invest me with everything. You never get me scared, you know. I can be worried for like every man can be worried, but never scares me now. When you are for 18 years, 18, because 8 are already a lot. 18 is a humongous amount of time, you know. And being stable for that long, knowing that one day truth will come up, and you're going to be declared innocent, is you need to be really calm and super resilient. Resiliency, you see?
And you seem like a happy person, but have you been depressed?
Oh, many times. During this experience, I've been depressed many times. I went to a doctor once. He tried to give me pills, but then I said, no, that's not my case, Gianluca. You have your strength. You have the strength to pass over this inside you. You don't have to look for chemical reactions. You know, you're not going to be dependent or slave of something that is outside your capability of improving yourself, of resisting. You know. So yes, I've been depressed. Yes. And I'm not. Listen. I'm not. I don't feel ashamed in saying that I've been depressed. That I cried many times. That I cry many times. I think that crying is something related to a strong man, not to a weak man. And yes, I've been depressed. I dealt with depression. You know. Yes, but it's a school. It's a school. We are the product. I mean, you learn much more from failure than from success. You know, that's obvious. But when you live an experience so deep, you know, When they seize all your worth in 1 second, and you are young, because at the end of the day you're young. You lost your father. You don't have references points, and you lost. You're completely alone. Because being alone is something. The house, my property in Bologna is called the Hermit, because I've been alone so much. So, for a long period I've been alone. But I'm the product of what I lived, as well as you are the product of what you lived. So I'm at the end of the day, I'm grateful for what I lived. The justice sometimes gives you the chance to make agreements and to cut and pay something. I never accepted, because yes, it's like admitting that you did something. So I went. My consultants were telling me, you make an agreement. Who cares if you didn't do it? Who cares? We turn the page. No. We could turn the page, but then inside of me, I would never turn the page. So let's go. 18 years. It's a long amount of time, but who cares? Now nothing can even rub me. I'm the product of these sufferings too. I'm the product of passing the depression. I'm the product of, that's what's really, makes you the person you are. The fight you have to go through.
Are you angry?
I am angry in the sense upset. Of course I am. But because it's a system that doesn't work, So as well as it didn't work for me, it's not working now for many other people, So whenever and wherever there's a system that allows injustice, you need to be hungry and to manifest that you're hungry. Otherwise, there's always going to be injustice, You have to be able to declare that even if you pass through it and you won, you're hungry.
What does Italy mean to you?
Italy is the place where I grew up. Italy for me is my house, first of all. It's my house, my roots. It's the place where I go when I need to recharge my battery. It's a beautiful country. But I have to say that it could be a fantastic country if it would have been managed in a different way in the past. When I see places so well organized, so well managed, where things are easier, where bureaucracy is just the minimum, where success is permitted, In Italy, success is a guilt, and you have to pay for it every fucking day. This I will refuse. Always. So Italy is a fantastic place. We have 62% of artworks in the world. But the most important artwork, which is success, they refuse. This is what I think.
Do you think some people would be happy with your death?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I had people with which I wasn't getting along well that died, and I was absolutely not happy. And this, I think, I mean, poor them. If it would be like this, poor them. Imagine. It would be so sad for them.
Is there? Sorry.
No, please.
Is there someone you've lost that you would love to speak to again?
Oh, of course. My mother and my father. So much. I always said to myself that I would have paid an incredible amount of money to have like my father again here. But listen, I grew up with the desire of showing to my father that I was the perfect son for him. But then at the end of the day, at the end of my life, I discovered, I don't want to be misinterpreted when I say discovered, but I discovered that the death of my love for my mother, which was like incredible. You know, I lived an entire life when my father was alive, of course, because he died when I was 33 years old. Then I wanted to appear fantastic to my father, and I was not taking care about the opinion of my mother. But then when I saw the way my mother passed through the turbulences of health of her life, you know, having a leg amputated, having another cancer, and then she had an heart attack, trying to reanimate her, pushing on her breast. They broke 13 ribs and the sternum, and she kept going on because I just had a baby daughter that she was waiting for a long time, and she reacted. Then after 1 year, she had a leukemia that took her in 15 days, you know, and it was such a deep example to me that to have her here again for 1 second just to show the way I'm growing my daughter would be fantastic. Sorry. That's something, it's stronger than me. She waited so long to see me having a daughter that when I had her, I lost her so early, you know. So when I see my daughter doing something, the first thing I think, I would love my mother to see her. But I'm sure she sees it. She sees her.
I hope so too. Did she didn't catch Blue?
No, she was with Blue. She was, but she left us very soon, very early. I mean, Blue was 2 years old, and she didn't see. I mean, Blue didn't manifest her character, you know, because when you're 2 years old, you start manifesting your character. But, you know, now that she does something that, to my eyes, is so incredible, I would love my mother to be able to see her, you know, because she's so close. I don't think to my father, because my father would love it too, but I lost my father 24 years ago, so his loss is far, you know, and my mother fought with her life, with an heart attack, with a cancer, just to see Blue, you know.
And she saw her.
Yeah, and she saw. She was a huge accomplishment, you know. I would have never forgiven me not to show her that I had, that I was able to have a son, or a daughter, of course, you know. Because this was the dream that I tried to accomplish when I was 27 and I married, but then I understood that I couldn't live for what they wanted, but I had to live for myself. But then I've been able, so my mother, yes, my mother first and my father, but my mother first, because I would love her to see Blue just like a couple of minutes, you know. But this, I think, is normal. I think I'm a good father, and I'm sure I've been a good son, but, you know, I'm very severe with myself. I don't forgive me easily, you know.
I can see.
Whatever I always say to myself, and I always think to what I haven't given them, mostly than what I've given them, which has been a lot, you know. Because at the end of the day, I'm a clown, but maybe I'm the son that many people would like to have, you know. Because at the end of the day, at least I have a story to tell, you know? I have a story to tell in many different things.
At least, Gianluca, you make a room brighter.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
And that's a gift.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, there are people who come into a room and make it darker.
Yeah.
Imagine you have one of you in every family.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Not bad. Yeah, yeah. It's not bad. I mean, at least you have someone that entertains you. You know. No, I can say that I am very happy of the life I lived until now. You know, because I tried everything. I tried everything. I've been always open to what life was bringing to me. I was always ready to change. I was always brave. I was never scared to do something. I was ready to pay my mistakes, you know? So at the end of the day, this is what really matters in life, you know? When you have the courage of doing something and to pay the consequences of your mistakes. At the end of the day, you're a man when you do this.
If you could make a phone call now and your mother would answer, what would you tell her?
Not to be worried that I'm good. And I want to tell you something. For 2 years, at least, when I lost my father, once every month, once in a while, I was doing a phone number, you know. And I swear on God, hope to die, I was hoping, there was the part of me hoping he was answering the phone. So what you asked me, I did. I swear on God, hope to die. I did it many, many times with my father.
What were you going to tell him if he answered?
To my father, that I accomplished it. At the end of the day, that I accomplished it. I have been the kid that at 16 years old was going into his desk stealing the documents because he didn't want me to look at them, you know, because he wanted me to be focused on studying, and he didn't want me to see what he was doing. Me, I was very curious. I was stealing those documents, you know, because I wanted to become something. I wanted to become more than what he was for me, you know. It's a normal growing evolution, you know. And so I would say Babbo, because in Italy we say Babbo.
We say Baba.
Yeah, Babbo, I accomplished it.
You think it would make him happy?
Yes, a lot. He was very proud of me. He was very proud. He was very proud of me. And he hasn't seen everything. I mean, no, he has seen nothing. Let's say he hasn't seen that. He saw the basis of what I did, you know, because at 33 I did already many things, but I was still far from you know, big things are like, you know, things I've done from there to now, you know. And I have to think that they have stolen me a huge part of my productive period, you know. Because as I said before regarding success, you know, 40 and 50 years old, you make a lot of money, you know, and that's success. With the problem that I had with the legal problem I had, they've taken 10 years of my life, you know, at least, even if the thing lasted 18.
Yeah. If you were blessed, we say inshallah, so God willing,
Yeah.
with a long life, healthy life, and you had the blessing of, on the last time on your bed, you had Sharon and you had Blu.
Yeah.
What do you think they need to hear from their man and their life before you go?
That they made me happy. Absolutely. They made me happy. I would say them that. You made me happy.
Last question. Gianluca in one word.
Um, I'm honest. I'm deeply honest with myself and with the others. Honesty, honesty.
Sorry for making you cry so much.
No, but listen, I can't, I don't feel ashamed.
I love how raw you are. This is what touches people. And you're a human that's full of heart, full.
Yeah.
And we lack this today, Gianluca. The human heart has become too...
I don't feel ashamed. I don't feel ashamed because I cry, It's something, only, in my opinion, only strong men can cry.
I agree.
Because, crying in front of cameras, conventional people sometimes teach to son that they never have to cry,
Yeah, and you know how dangerous that is on the soul.
This is very dangerous.
Your body's natural reaction is to tell you need to release stress by crying.
Yes.
And you're telling the son, be a man, shut up, don't cry, or stop crying.
Yeah, this is a mistake.
And then you think, where is the anger coming from? Where is the suicide coming from? Where is the depression coming from?
From keeping things inside.
Of course.
Yes, yes. But don't feel guilty because when you cry, it's because you touch a very deep level of emotion. So I'm used to be grateful to people that give me the chance to cry. It's normal.
Well, thank you for giving me the chance.
It has been such a pleasure. Thank you.